What was the most challenging problem or most challenging situation you've had in any of your VRRs?
Like, basically, it doesn't matter what your weakness is, you can pay someone to be good at that. That's the point. That's when you outsource. You outsource the bits that you can't do very well. You need to know the basics so that you can keep an eye on what they're doing.
Yes.
I almost JV'd with the wrong person.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
So welcome back to another episode, guys. I'm here with Erin today, who's been a good friend of mine since, well, a good couple of months now, right?
Yeah, good couple of months.
Yeah, we've had some wicked times.
Yeah.
Networking.
Networking with you is absolutely I tell you, every time I'm out with you.
Hey, mate, I'm a single mum. The second I get a night off to go networking,
Crazy.
couple of beers in me.
Crazy is an understatement.
No, I love coming away because it means I'm child free for a night. Love my kids a bit, but it's nice to get away for a dinner or whatever. But tell us, Erin, tell everyone your story, where have you come from, what you've been doing.
Well, I am working a 9 to 5 right now, which is kind of challenging at the moment because it's not literally 9 to 5. So I know a lot of people who come into property come from a situation where they say, oh, I work a 9 to 5. And I think that's brilliant because when you say you're 9 to 5, you can pretty much really schedule your schedule of viewings and stuff. In my certain situation though, I find it extra challenging only because I have literally 7 to 5, 76, 7 to 6 rather, then I have 8
What do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Yes.
Yeah, I specialize in recovery. Yeah. But I
kept us going during COVID.
I'm both adult and pediatric recovery right now. So there's not a lot of us who are trained in the pediatric recovery part of the whole setup, especially now that I'm dealing with cancer patients. So there's just a few of us. They're training a few other nurses coming in.
Yeah.
But going back to the schedules, it's challenging because I do have 8-hour shifts, 9-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, and then somewhere in the middle of the week, they shift me to the 12-hour work shift, which is 8 to 8, 7 to 7, 9 to 9, or the 8 p.m. to 8 a.m.
It sounds
so it was, super hectic. I don't know.
It's making my brain hurt.
Yeah. But you see now how I say the 9 to 5s are actually better.
Yeah,
Because I
you've
feel
got
like
a bit of time to play.
you can restructure your day.
Unless you've got a family life, in which case 9 to 5 still sucks.
Okay. I'll have to agree on that one.
A little one running around 9 to 5 is no good.
Yes.
No, so
quite, yeah.
What's your property journey been like so far? Like, what's been your main aim, your strategy, and all that?
To begin with, I've always loved property.
Mm-hmm.
I've always talked about it since I was a little girl. I'm happy to say that I have a few properties, but back in the Philippines.
Nice.
Because I initially started with 4 properties in the Philippines, hoping to turn them all into Airbnb. But I never knew the rent-to-rent strategy until I got into the 1 pound Samuel Leeds seminars.
Yeah.
And I was like,
We'll link that below.
Yes, definitely. And then I learned a little bit more. My story was, I think it was ever since November or December last year, I kept on attending the 1 pound courses until somewhere around May or June, I think, I won the VRR.
Yeah.
This weekend for me has been extra.
Yeah.
It's been one of the best weekends I've had. It's not like best, yay, hooray, I won. No, it's not that kind. But it's best like, oh my God, I grew.
Oh, really?
I grew.
That's really good.
Yes, because apart from you and you showing me what's possible, you showing me that these big things are out there, like what's possible.
Cheap.
Yeah, they're cheap, but they're big.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, what? You showed us what was extremely possible.
You don't come from a cheap area though. You live in London, right?
No.
So you're not going to get those kind of deals down in London.
Yes.
So you need to, like, if you want them that cheap, you're going to have to branch out, whether it's up north or Wales.
I do have plans of branching up north, but looking at Wales right now, I'm like,
It's pretty here. It's pretty. I love Wales.
Yes.
I do love Wales.
I do understand it does come with its challenges, because you, over the weekend, I've noticed that you do have your set of requirements, or you have your favorite list. You have your parameters, rather.
You mean like the size of them and that?
Yeah.
There's no set list or anything. Like, I just kind of like go like, oh, I love that. Like, and they all seem to look the same.
Because you do have parameters.
Yeah.
You do have parameters.
Maybe subconsciously I've got parameters in my brain, but yeah, like I just see a build and I'm like, I kind of want that.
Yes.
Open up the stack.
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
Actually, on that note, what do you think of the new SA we've set up then? Samuel's been to that house as well. We did a video of that house.
The one that we're in right now.
The one he's sleeping in. How
Oh
you
my
feel?
god, that was incredibly huge. I wasn't expecting that. I'm not gonna lie, I saw the video and I was like, oh, that looks prettier. It looks really pretty. But when you get in there, I was like, this is huge.
Yeah, it's deceiving, isn't it?
Oh my god, it's quite deceiving.
Yeah, from the front of the bungalow, it just looks like a bungalow.
Yeah.
You go in and it's like a TARDIS.
It's really
Just
tiny.
keep going.
Yeah, you've got a massive one, by the way, the front porch.
A little
So
bit
that,
land.
yeah, wow, you got land in there. You can pretty much set up parking spaces and you still have land.
Yeah.
You know, it's that huge.
Yeah.
And then walking in there, my favorite part, to be honest, is your bathroom.
Of course.
That was
My favourite room, the house, just standing there.
Yeah. And I totally love the theme that's going on there, the colors. I love how you
The green, I love the green. It's kind of my vibe.
Absolutely exquisite.
Yeah.
I
No, I'm
really
really glad.
enjoyed that. My bed was really good.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
New
I was happy
mattresses.
with my bed. Wasn't new.
All new mattresses throughout.
You did mention it was a gel something,
Gel
right?
top. Yeah, somebody recommended it to me, so I thought I'd try them.
What specifically is a gel
I
top?
have no idea.
Oh,
Someone said gel top memory foam or something. I was like, alright.
Oh.
Bought mattresses and I thought, well,
I
I'll ask
enjoyed it
people.
though.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure about this. It might be just me.
Something to do with the
Warm?
heat. Like
Yeah.
if it keeps it heat or cold or whatever you need it to be, it does. Or so, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what
I
was
just take
saying.
recommendations.
Yes, that's what I was just saying. I noticed that as soon as I got in there, it felt warm,
Yeah,
and I just melted into it. And
that's
just,
great.
Can
I love being warm in bed. I hate being cold in
Yeah,
bed.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Are all the beds like that there?
No, so 2 of the bedrooms have got the gel top, and the other 2 are just like quite firm. I like a firm mattress as well.
Oh, okay. I loved all the rooms in particular because there's 4 of them, right?
Yeah,
You have the Faces room, the Van Gogh room.
yeah,
What do you call my room? The monkey room?
twin.
Oh, the
Twin room.
Sorry, because it was a monkey.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of taking it out. That's my lamp. I don't want no one to break that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was
No,
a
it's
monkey.
Just call it twin room.
I
And
was
then
just
you've got.
guessing. And what was the 4th one again?
It's my room.
That was your room.
There's no name for that. That's supposed to be my room.
Yeah.
I
And
love
all
that. That's the calm room. I
Yeah.
like the lovely green. I like the paler green and the.
I had the one at the end.
Yeah,
The
this
huge one.
Yeah, 2
Yes,
big
yes.
windows, lovely like natural light in there, and it's just so calming. I love that room.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of the property you had at, what was that property you had over the hill? The number 7 one. Number 7 one. What
Come
was
on.
it? The one with a really nice
The Gothic window?
view. No, not the Gothic window.
Not that one.
The bungalow one with the 2
Oh,
old
the other
ladies.
bungalow one, the last one.
Yeah, the
yes,
last one,
the
the
old one.
2 ladies looking in.
Yeah.
They weren't happy.
Do you like what we saying about that bungalow then?
I found that interesting because it kind of reminded me
Of my bungalow.
of the
Yeah,
bungalow you have
it's
right
in the
now. It's
same
like
village.
copy paste.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. We call it cookie
Yeah.
cutter.
Oh,
And
why
we do-
so though?
Because cookie cutters, you do the same shape, don't you? That's what a
Oh.
cookie cutter is, right?
Right.
So we do the
right,
same
right,
refurb, just
right,
cookie cut the refurb, right? And
Oh,
just do
that's
the
an
same refurb.
interesting term. Is that a formal term or?
I've heard it before. I'm formal, it's like-
Because I'm coming from a perspective where I'm not exactly 0 because when it comes to education, I've learned from one of the best.
Yeah.
Not the best.
Go on, plug in.
Yeah,
I'm
so
a
like,
full
yeah, we were mentored by Sam Leeds.
Sam
and
Leeds.
God bless him. He's like,
You got us all to where we are?
yeah. He's managed to have set up a really good community where I feel like personally he's managed to narrow down the property world. I
Yeah.
was having this discussion with his mom, Sue,
Yeah.
during the Jordan Belfort event, and we got into a lot of detail on property.
Oh, really?
Yes, a lot about family, but
Yeah.
the only property related discussion we had in there was basically, I'm not sure you're familiar with this, okay, but when you get into property, this is for me personally, I find that you get to, let's say open up a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
Like there's an inner child healing going on.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a trauma healing going
Oh, I
on.
felt some healing going on.
Did you have that as
The
well?
last couple of years, everything's changed for me. So yeah, So that is a good point actually. So I do think that I never thought of myself as having any mental health issues.
Yes, yes,
I
me
never really
too.
had depression or anxiety or anything like that. But I have got some, quirks or whatever. And any insecurities I had, They're slowly disappearing.
Yeah, they come
I'm
out.
not gonna lie.
They come out, don't they?
No, they're not coming out. They're going away. They
Well,
disappear.
what I mean to
Slowly,
say, it
but-
resurfaces, and then you have to acknowledge it,
Yeah.
and then you have to overcome it. You have
Yeah, I
to
don't know
do
if I'm
something
doing that. I
about
think
it.
that just the energy of everybody, and obviously like the vibes I get off you lot. Like you lot you're making me more secure in myself.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say it. Like,
Okay.
so my insecurities have always
That's
been
really
me
nice.
thing.
Oh.
Like I've always been told I'm too loud or shush, stop talking. Like it's a winner for me now. Like me being able to talk to people is what has helped me get to where I am, right?
To the property journey, and you have to see if you kind of vibe with the person first before you get into
Business.
any business
Yeah,
for now,
yeah.
right? What I found in this journey is when you set yourself on high vibration, it doesn't necessarily mean everybody high vibration is for you,
Yes.
and I
I
don't think
agree.
a lot of people talk about that.
No, I do. I agree with that. So like yeah. So I can tell you one story. I mean,
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I almost JV'd with the wrong person. I won't
Okay.
mention any names or anything like that, but
All right.
basically I was talking to somebody about JVing at one of the Samuel events,
Okay.
and this was right back at the beginning. We were going to joint venture on a rent to SA, right?
All right.
I was already ready to go. I can't remember what happened. I think somebody dropped out last minute or something. So I had to find someone. So I was finding someone at the event to fund it, basically.
Okay.
I didn't want to let it go. I knew we had the two best apartments in the block. So I was like, so I was talking to this girl about it. And we were getting on really well and everything was lovely. And this girl came out of nowhere and just jumped in. And was like, I'll do that with you. And we were like, okay. And this other girl was like, and I was like, but she had really high energy and she had the balls to jump in, right? So I was like, oh, like,
Kind of like you.
yeah, and then the other person I was talking to was like,
No.
alright, like, just give it to her, like, you know, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
So I was like, alright, so that ended up happening, and yeah, it went a bit sour really quick before we even taken it on, thank God.
Really?
Thank God, yes, but I managed to replace her with someone who I'm good friends with now, we've done business together since.
That's beautiful.
So, yes, don't jump into stuff too quickly, for sure.
Can you tell me how it was like for you to have gotten to that decision, like, I'm not going to do business with this one?
It's very hard without saying specifics.
Okay.
So,
Give us a general, the vibe.
Okay,
Gut
it wasn't even the
feeling.
vibe. I had no knowledge. I had no. This person had said something about me to people that was false, and it was negative. And I couldn't. But there was no negative vibes when I was talking to her on the phone, so I didn't understand. But luckily, thank God, I'd made friends with some good people, and they were big in the academy at the time. So they were like the front runners. They were like the success stories at the time.
Yeah.
And luckily I befriended them all. So yeah, I got a call one day. And I was in Turkey. I think I was in Turkey on holiday. And I get this call, and he was like, "Look, I just wanted to have a chat. Like, some stuff's been said." And I was like, "What?" And he said it, and I was like, "It was so. It was something to do with 15 grand." And I was like, "I've never taken 15 grand of anyone." But at that point, I hadn't. Even my rental SAs were like less than 10 grand.
Oh.
So I'd never had that amount of anybody at that point. So I was like, "God, you got to tell me who it was." And said it. Like, I need to know.
Oh.
And he didn't know, so he rang somebody else, and then rang me back and told me, and I was like, "What?" So yeah, so I was just like, "Look, we can't do this." I was like,
So you were
I
putting
just-
on. You said it.
"Yeah, I was in Turkey for holiday." I was like, "Oh, well, we can't do this because of this." I was like, "I wish you luck in the future, and thank you for considering working with me," or something like that. And I just turned my phone off and enjoyed the rest of my holiday.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to
And
do
that was it. I was like, "I'm not dealing with this now." I was like, "We
Really,
can't even
that's
go on
kind
holiday
of
at this point."
interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Remember when I just wanted to ask a few more questions, if that's all right?
Yeah,
So
go for it,
coming
yeah.
from a standpoint where
Hit
I'm a
me.
mentee, can you mentor me, please? That sort of vibe.
Don't tell Samuel.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna tell him. Don't worry. Yeah. Are we recording? Well, basically, remember how you helped me yesterday when there was an investor?
Yeah.
And remember before that, you were like, I asked you, how did you get your investors? And you were kind enough to share, some of them I got from Instagram, and I thought they were scams at first. The minute you said that, I was like, dude, a lot of people
I
are
may have missed
messaging me.
loads of
Yes. I was like, a lot of people have been messaging me on Instagram,
Yeah.
and I think, I thought nothing of them.
Yeah.
So when you said that, I started opening up my
Oh,
inbox, the others that I haven't returned to.
Yeah.
And you remember this one specific
Yeah.
investor who you helped me with, answer,
Messaging, yeah.
messaging and everything. And I'm going to be on a Zoom
Zoom.
call this coming week
That's
thanks
the
to
thing.
you.
Yeah, but luckily, so you actually, that's a good point actually, because you both, I said, oh, don't swap WhatsApp numbers yet.
Yes.
Because it could still be a scam at this point.
Yeah,
And you were like, oh, it's too late. I was like, okay. Like, yeah, so I was like, communicate. I was like, get them on a Zoom, feel if you know, talk to them, find out what they want, and find out if you're going to fit together.
Yeah.
And then I was like, don't swap WhatsApps. And you're like, yeah, it's too late. I was like, okay.
Definitely a lesson for you. I'm not going to do that moving forward.
Just in case it is a scam, because then they'll be messaging you and you know.
Yeah,
You can block. You can still block if you need to.
Yes, I actually gave him my business one, which I haven't been using so much of lately. So I feel like that's going to be an okay thing. That's true. That's true. So regarding that one, what would you advise me moving forward? Like, let's say I get into a Zoom call with a possible investor.
Yeah.
What am I asking from him? What do I ask? What do I look at? And how am I supposed to show him? I mean, how am I supposed to? I don't know. Show
Get him on
myself
board?
as. Yes. How do I do that?
Do you remember anything from the Jordan Belfort event?
Yes, I remember that. I was afraid you would say that. I was afraid you would say that.
I was thinking about this, right? So when Jordan Belfort was telling us how to be good salespeople and stuff, do you remember the 4 seconds?
4 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, you got 4 seconds. You have to be sharp as tack.
Expert.
Energy
Oh
and
God,
expert.
yeah, energy expert.
And I was like, oh crap, that's why people invest in me, because I do all of those things, and I didn't realize I was doing it. So that's just how I talk. Like, I'm energetic. I'm like, and I think energy and speed of which you speak. So you don't want to talk too fast, honestly. And I think I am too fast a lot of the time. But I think a certain level of speech makes you sound like sharp as tack, like you said. And then the expert in your field, well, I do feel like I've, retained the information that Samuel's taught me, and therefore, and now I put it into practice. So I do feel like more of an expert in my field. So I was like, oh crap, I've been selling this whole time and I didn't know. Like, and that's why people invested. So all of those things, basically. So when you're on the Zoom call, again, he said sales, you're doing a deep dive, right?
Yeah.
So you need to find out what he wants. What does he want from his money? What return does he want? What ROI does he want? How much has he got to invest? When was his time frame? How many, you need to deep dive into what he wants. Let him talk as much as possible and just ask him questions.
Oh, okay.
Make it feel like it's all about him, right?
All right.
And you're just you're the vessel that's going to take it forward and make it happen for him. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so
Or her.
Okay, or her. I really
We
don't
can't
know.
tell.
We can't tell. I thought it was a her.
Yeah, and I thought it was mine.
So we'll just see. We'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'll let you know definitely. But yes, to sum it up, you did say, of course, it was 100,000 in British pounds. He did mention.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was like, would you be happy to help me on this one? Like.
Yeah, but so for me, like 100,000.
Yeah.
I'd buy 4 properties with that. 25 down, you can get 4 100 grand properties for that.
Oh, okay.
Right? So say you 25 grand on that, 25, or 2, and then you've got the refurb money. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't just buy one property with that 100 grand and buy it cash. Divvy that up and buy 4. Then you do what I'm doing, right? Just on the smaller scale, smaller number.
So let's say, for example, the Zoom call really pulls through, by God, and then he manages to send me the money. Can you walk me through my next steps? How is that going to look like, considering he's coming from India or somewhere? Yeah, I remember you mentioning that you had a little bit of a problem with one of your investors when he was sending money to the UK. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Not a problem, more of a delay.
Oh, okay.
So you just have to, it's not a problem. You just have to tick more boxes to get the money across, but it's fine. So like mine in particular was from a green country, so they can invest here, it's fine. It's not a problem. But like I had somebody else from Sri Lanka, that would have been a problem. Apparently that would have been a bigger problem to get the money here. So there's now a link between Sri Lanka and somebody else.
Okay.
But that's a story for another day. But in general, once you know you want to work with them, like saying that, I'd get him over to the UK because he said he was coming in December anyway, right?
Yeah,
or
you mentioned
he or she. He or she is coming in December.
We were not really sure.
So do the Zoom, stay in touch, produce him a few deals in the meantime.
Okay.
So show him that you're actively looking for what he's been saying.
Okay.
Meet him in December. Be sure you want to work with him.
Okay.
At that meeting, prior to the meeting actually, email him over a shareholders agreement that you're happy with.
Okay.
Allow that time to go back and forth. So we didn't do the shareholders agreement straight off the bat, and we should have, because it's taken a bit of time now, going back and forth, like agreeing on it. Do you know what I mean? So do all that you've got a couple of months now to play with him. So before he comes to the UK, or her. So literally just shareholder agreement sorted, find out if you want to make a company together, how you would structure it. Don't do the company, because you have to dissolve it otherwise. Don't do the company until you've had the December meeting, but get everything in place.
Okay.
Work out what, your shareholders agreement, articles of association, all that stuff. Get all that nitty gritty horrible stuff, produce some deals for him, keep him happy, make him show him you being proactive.
I see. Okay.
And then by the time he comes here, he's going to feel like he knows you anyway, because you're going to be on phone a lot, on Zooms.
Yes, that's okay. That's very interesting. When you say shareholder, that's different to actually opening a company, right?
No, not really. So the shareholders agreement is what you produce when you open the company, really. But if
Okay.
you want to get that nailed down now,
Okay.
then when you start the company, the shareholders agreement's already in place. Or you can sign it once the company's gone live.
Oh, like it's a pre-agreement or something.
No. Just get it in order,
Okay.
ready for when your company goes. And then by the time you've gone back and forth saying, yeah, I'm alright with this, take this clause out, fiddle with this clause, whatever. Once you've finished all of that nitty gritty stuff, by the time he comes in December, then you'll be like, right, all right, this is good for us or not. But if it's good for you, then set the company up, then sign the shareholders agreement. You don't sign it beforehand. You just get it in line,
Oh.
so it's all ready to go. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, I'll keep that in mind moving forward.
Just give me a call if you need to.
Yeah, definitely. You see the look on my face.
I
like,
hate paperwork, mate.
I'm going to be calling you on the
Yeah.
definite on this one.
Well, you see why I've gone for a PA now, right?
Yes.
Because I hate all the paperwork stuff. I do hate it. It's got to be done when I have done it. But it's not my favourite. That's why I needed the office, just so I can actually file it away and manage it better. And,
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
get somebody who knows how to do a Google Drive or whatever. I thought I was good at IT until I started this. So, actually, I don't know nothing anymore.
You know, the crazy thing about what you just said, though, is people are under the impression that you have to be very good at tech.
Yeah.
Or you have to be very good at everything before you start property. And then I come in and I see a lot of people, no offense, okay, but I do see that some people have their strengths and weaknesses. And that's just a really cool thing to get to witness firsthand.
Yeah, well, so this is my biggest tip on having any weakness.
Yeah.
So this is something I learned ages ago. So I studied in Peter Jones, Dragon's Den?
Yes.
The British one?
Yeah.
I studied in his academy when I was
Oh,
like 19,
really?
yeah. And I
Oh,
met
wow.
loads of entrepreneurs back then.
Wow, okay.
So we did, the weaknesses thing, like, somebody said, I can't remember who said it, it's a big entrepreneur, like, we met the guy who made reggae sauce. Reggae sauce.
Okay.
Do you remember?
I get kind of, yeah. A little, going
I mean, advertising. Like,
yeah.
he was
Alright.
brilliant, like, he went on the Dragon's Den, he got the investment, and now he's selling, he's probably multi-millionaire now, right?
Yeah.
But we met him, and we met a few other people that come in,
That's
and
cool.
like owners of football clubs and stuff like that, he came and gave us talks.
Wow, okay.
And every single one of them has had the lowest of lows and still come back. So I get my, let me go back to the weaknesses thing. I always diverge off. Sorry.
It's alright.
The weaknesses thing. Like, basically, it doesn't matter what your weakness is, you can pay someone to be good at that. That's the point. That's when you outsource. You outsource the bits that you can't do very well. You need to know the basics so that you can keep an eye on what they're doing and make sure they're not screwing you over in some form, because that happens a lot when you get bigger and bigger.
Okay, yeah.
And I know that from the people that used to come in, which is what I was leading on to then.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, yeah, you can outsource the stuff you're not good at. I don't like paperwork. PA loves it. That's their thing, right? They love admin, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I have a question to that though. You say, okay, we outsource our weakness, right? But what if you're coming from a place where you don't have the finances for it? Because obviously outsourcing
Get
will
them.
mean that you do have.
Get the finances. Start with the rent or something, get the cash flow going, then you've got the money, right?
Okay.
If you're an entrepreneur, that question
Yeah.
wouldn't even come up, right? Because
Yeah,
you just make it happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I knew I couldn't get a PA back, well, when Simon told me to, back in like
Yeah.
February or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think it was February I did the HPB and he told me to get a PA, and I was like, can't fund it right now. And now I'm at the point I'm like, oh, I need a PA. This is ridiculous. So like I've just made the money happen. Like I've gone and got a business loan or whatever to fund all of this and the office and the PA, and just take social media further and just do everything bigger. You've got to make it happen.
Yeah,
Or like,
that's true. That's
do
true.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. And you have to really put yourself out there.
Yeah.
You're always out there.
Well, yeah, no, but it's been great, as you say.
Yes,
Oh,
it's been
it's fun.
absolutely great. I wanted to know what, so far,
Yeah.
to this date, what was the most challenging problem or most challenging situation you've had in any of your VRRs? Because I know you've mentioned quite a lot during this tour. Which
Yeah.
one of it do you consider the biggest and
The big one. The big,
Yeah, the
the
biggest
big
one.
No,
Yeah.
the big building. The biggest building. The biggest one. Yeah, because we as I've told you over the weekend, like, but we've got kids breaking in and stuff, and we've had to secure it on the ground floor, and then they were using the scaffolding to get in, and so just stuff like that. Like, we can fix builders being, we contract our builders now, so we can fix stuff like that. I stay away from the building now, by the way, because I did have an issue with that when I got involved. But I did the first BRR on my own. I had no issues. There was no contracts in place with any of the builders. But
Okay.
to be fair, all the builders were fantastic. So we've kept all of them on, but they're not always available. So I am this close to start my own construction firm. Like, this close. Because, yeah, we'll have wages to pay, and like, we'll need a receptionist and all that. It'll be a bigger business, but it's so annoying not like when you've got a great team, but one of them isn't available or something.
I see. The biggest problem you had.
The biggest problem, just in general, has been that one particular property, the big 3-story, the big manor house looking one.
Yeah.
And that's just purely because of the area that it's in. But obviously we adapted the plan, and now we know what we're doing again. Now we know that where we're going with it because of the situation that arose after purchasing it. You just adapt and move on. Like I always say to people, my job is putting out fires. But I want that to diminish over time, and I want someone else to deal with my fires. I want to retire at 35, and then I'll still do stuff, but I just want to be signing documents.
Thank you ever so much for everything.
No, it's fine.
This weekend was particularly amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful and so thankful you invited me down here.
No, honestly, it's been a pleasure. Love having you.
Thank you.
No, it's alright. Well, thank you very much, guys. Hopefully we'll see you on the next episode. I don't know who the next guest will be. But make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.